Yes, hi. I am gonna just wait for you guys to join in. I know that I was late. I'm so sorry for that. But yeah, as I am getting ready, maybe you can just help tell me, can you hear me? Can you see me properly? And so I don't know. Oh, you can actually do filters. Wow, I think I like this one. The pop. Oh, can't tell. Hi, how are you? Hi, ninjas. I've been waiting with my coffee and blanket. Sorry that I got a bit late. I actually wanted to go live with my laptop, but the setup kinda in Shapile, guys. So I had to definitely just say, okay, let's go live with my phone. Usually I start blogging, or like we get into what we need to do, like when we have over 100 people, then we can start. But how are you guys? I can actually see you guys. Thank you for joining. I am sorry that I'm actually late and the face big this late, guys. I'm actually going out, so after this I'm actually gonna be going out. Guys, my makeup has improved so much, like I won't lie, a girl when it comes to makeup. Hopefully my teeth are fine, but yeah, I'm actually going out, guys. Thank you, ninjas. So we have over 100 people. We've got 105 ninjas. I mean 115 now. Okay, it's actually going up. I do hope that the quality is fine. I feel like it looks fine from my side, but I don't know from you guys' side. And yeah, since we've got like 115 people, we can basically start, right? Yeah. So the title of this of this video is like the beast that we're helping create as a country. Are we sure that we're actually ready for this, right? And I honestly just want to have a conversation with you guys, because I really feel like maybe there's a certain part that I am missing. And one thing about me, guys, I do value you guys' opinion, and so if it's a lot of people that are saying something, then I'm like, okay, let's sit back, let's take it back, let's see, like, okay, maybe there's something in there that I'm not seeing, or there's something that you guys are not seeing, and then let's just have a chat and talk about it. Hence, I did not want to record a video. I wanted to actually go live so that I can actually see you guys. So we are going to talk about this whole situation, the video that I uploaded in the afternoon. And in that video, obviously, I was talking about how I really find it difficult. And I think what is exactly the same thing. It's the same thing as what I was actually saying when it came to Lady Zamar. And I think that if there's anything that this should prove to you, is that I don't have a problem with these ladies. I don't have a problem with Lady Zamar. I don't have a problem with Amanda Dupont. But the stories to me, really honestly, just do not add up. And so I'm not somebody that is going to come out here and lie to you guys. And remember, this is my opinion, and my opinion is not a fact. My opinion is not the end of it all. It does not mean that if maybe you were to come to me and say, hey, this happened to me, I'd be like, oh no, I don't believe, I don't believe you, or whatever. And I think there were some people that thought that, oh, then you're on Jub's side. No, I'm not on Jub's side. As I've said, I want Jub to go behind bars. Even if it goes down for this, I would be okay with it, because I personally do feel that the guy did not spend enough time in jail for killing them kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? However, I'm also not with Amanda, because her story to me, guys, is not adding up. And the unfortunate part about it is that in our country, we are seeing a rise in women that literally are falsely accusing men of sexual assault. Others are even on Facebook. If you go to my Instagram stories now, you will see one that was actually saying that she actually has someone that she's going to frame. He's gonna kiss goodbye his job. That's literally the how can I say this? That's literally like the mentality of it all, right? Okay, sharp. So as I said, this is a discussion. We're just talking. And so I hope that we're also gonna be respectful towards each other. Okay, so Luyanda said, what doesn't add up? Okay, I'll explain to you guys. For me, what does not add up is the part where you get into a relationship. You came, so this is the part, right, that I'm going to explain. You got into a relationship with someone. Not only were you in a relationship with someone, you were in a relationship with this person for 2 full years, right? Sharp. From the allegations, I'm gonna say everything is alleged. From the allegations, he's the one that left her. Remember, he spoke about this, talking about how he left Amanda for Kelly. Nywe Kelly is using Muti. His mother told him the nonsense that he was saying, which was super disrespectful. And again, I'm not Jub's fan. I'm not Jub's fan whatsoever. It's not somebody that I would be like, oh, I'm gonna stick up for or anything like that. But you mean to tell me, guys, that you dated someone for 2 years? This is what Amanda said. Sorry. And then after that, you tell me that the whole 2 years you were being sexually assaulted, but you stayed. And again, from that, you did not only just stay, you stayed until he decided that he was going to leave, from what he's saying. And now it's been like, what, almost 10 years later? That's when you come out to say that throughout the whole relationship, you were being sexually assaulted. You guys are combining two things that are not the same. There is a difference, guys, when it comes to trauma bond, when it comes to abusive relationships and everything. As women, okay. As women, but okay, if she did say why she stayed, remember the mom was also involved. I do understand that you guys are saying that the mom was also involved. But one thing that I can tell you guys, this is where most one can be in a relationship whereby they get abused and fall in love with your lover for years. Oh, gratification. Guys, the part that you guys are not understanding is this. As women, we can all agree that we fall in love with how a man treats us. Can we agree on that? We fall in love with the way that a man treats us, right? That's the first thing. Every single relationship that you enter, and then you end up maybe being abused, and then you're staying, whatever, that man did not abuse you from the day he met you. That man did not abuse you from day one. As women, we fall in love with the person that you are, the person that you treat us. And so when we are in a relationship, when you start abusing us and doing all these things, we have now developed an attachment. And then that is when we now talk about trauma bonding, because it's almost like a process where you're trained. When we talk about trauma bonds and all these guys, it's more of a grooming process. It's more of a grooming process. That's something that I'm going to tell you. I am yet to meet somebody, as I said, that is not a celebrity, who you meet a man today, he assaults you today, and somehow you're already bonded to this person. You're going to have a relationship with this person for 2 years. What have you bonded on? Okay, Barry, you have said yourself that your husband was financially abusive. Why did you stay that long? And why did you only come out about this after the divorce and not during your marriage? Okay, that is the difference. Now, when I started dating my ex, he wasn't financially abusive. Remember, I didn't have money like that. And then there was a time that for years, it was him that was working. I was staying home. I think I've spoken about this. And I did say that I actually was very depressed because I'm somebody that loves working, right? Do you think that if this man abused me financially from day one, I would have had as much connection and as much bond as I had towards him? No. Because it was almost like a process where you're being trained. It's like a process where you're being trained, guys. I'm telling you. It's a process where it's like you're being trained. Hi, I'm currently studying psychology. Studying a psychology, and there is a condition victims develop which makes them attracted and in love with their abuser. They don't have to be groomed to stay. So Amanda said that she was abused at the start of the relationship. I hear what Owamie is saying, Mina, but I think maybe she can't explain properly why people are not understanding her. Okay, maybe that is the case. I have one question, Ninja. Have you ever hit a man by show of hands, whether fighting at school or clapping a guy you dated? If your hand is up, imagine if now in 2023 they go open a case against you. Okay, so for me, I think what like the part that maybe the ninja that actually spoke about it maybe is explaining better, so she understands me. Maybe I'm failing to actually explain the situation. Wamada said that she was abused for the full 2 years. Yes, she did say, which means from the beginning of the relationship up until, if it was 2 years the relationship, it means that she was abused from there. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? And so like the whole situation and how it is, I am not going to lie, shame, for me it's not making sense. For me it's not making sense. If maybe she said they dated maybe for 4 years, or they dated for 3 years, the first year, he was okay, he treated me well and this and this, and then after that he changed, he started sexually assaulting me, started abusing me, he started this and this and this, I would honestly be like, okay, you know what, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But you can't say that, like, for 2 years. How long was their relationship, guys? She never said that, like, there was a point in their relationship where he was not. I didn't hear that part. If she said it, I didn't hear it, and I can be excused for that. Please excuse me for that. But I really, honestly, truly just do not believe that a woman, the first night or the time that you're actually with this guy, like the beginning stages, this person is already doing this and already doing that, and then already you are just so in love with this person. I saw somebody here saying that I'm not a psychologist. No, I'm not a psychologist, and I'm sure you also are not. So I think with the fact that I'm not a psychologist, then that one does not actually matter to me. Maybe she ignored that part because it was short-lived. People can change in a space of months. Thank you, Owamie, for speaking up. Continue speaking up. Amanda and the others had ample of the time to report these matters. Did you know Juju financially supports the victims of the car accident? Now, honestly, for me, guys, I do know and understand that, okay, maybe you're just at a point where you're not ready to go report. Sorry, maybe you're at a point where you're not ready to go report. Which is why I always advise my ninjas, guys, if someone sexually assaults you, go to the hospital, ask them to get a rape kit, and then after getting a rape kit, at least the information is stored there. You give a statement to the doctors, like this is what happened and everything. And then by the time that you actually decide that you're going to go and open a case, at least you have got proof of what you're talking about. Do you understand? Things are there, they're actually written down. You did go to the hospital and everything, then at least you've got something. But when you do not, one thing I can tell you guys right now is that I honestly don't see Ujuk going in for this. You can't come 10 years later, 12 years later, and say somebody sexually abused me, and you expect them to just believe you based on your words. Remember, when it comes to court, it's about what you can prove in court. And I think that as women right now, let's also all not lie. We can all agree that there's a lot of men that are in jail right now due to the fact that they were falsely accused of sexual abuse. Please say I'm lying. Please say I'm lying. So the ninja is saying, hey Ninja, just because something has never happened to you or doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Jub threw himself under the bus by saying all those things he said about his exes when he went to McG. I won't lie. I did again watch parts of that interview, because people are posting it on Twitter. It was very, very disrespectful. And I've never ever said that I am actually agreeing with Jub Jub. I'm not agreeing with Jub Jub. I'm not saying that I've heard Jub Jub's side of the story and Jub Jub's side of the story makes sense. No. What I'm simply saying is that if something is not making sense to me, I should not come out here to you guys and lie. Why should I come out and lie and say, oh, it makes sense to me? Yes, I believe what she's saying. Meanwhile, what I'm hearing is that throughout the whole course of your 2 years relationship, I don't know how long it was, but she spoke of 2 years. You mean to tell me that for 2 years you were being harassed and sexually abused, and from the beginning of it, but somehow it's only now 2022, I think, because he came out and spoke about how he smashed you, and then he spoke about how he left you for Kelly Kumalo and all that. It's now that you come out and you actually say that, hey, this is what actually happened about me. She only came out because he was boasting about sleeping with her when it was more than that. This is why she got offended and spoke out, okay? Honestly, for me, I also believe that. What about the other women who reported him? Are they also lying? Remember, I'm not saying that anybody's lying. I'm talking about me and what I believe. I don't know the other women, and I also don't know what their stories are, right? We're obviously going to hear everything that is going to happen. And so, based on the stories that they're saying, then yes, it will either be it's a story that makes sense to me, or it doesn't. I honestly don't feel like just because I'm a woman, there should be a gun raised to my head to say that, no, you should believe this. If especially something that to me it's not making sense. And I'm not saying that just because I say that to me it's not making sense, it should not make sense to other people. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm simply saying is that you lot cannot expect me to lie. Unless if you want me to lie to you guys. But I just know I'm not going to lie. It's not making sense to me. It honestly isn't making sense to me. She claims that throughout you sexually assaulted me throughout. And she says that for 2 full years she was being assaulted. But she's not even the one that left. He left her allegedly, from what he's saying. It can happen. People react differently. You think of the shame and people not believing you. It doesn't matter when you come out, whether it's 10 years or now. If it happened, it happened. I got a feeling that McG will be dragged into this matter legally. Case was opened after the episode was aired 2021. Oh, so it wasn't 2022. I'm sorry. Some people are like Thomas from the Bible. They want to see first before they believe. You don't have to lie, but you can sit this conversation out. Okay. What I'm saying right now is that you guys want to have you can talk about this because you're agreeing with me, but you can't talk about that because you're not agreeing. Maybe you're not agreeing with me. The unfortunate part that is there is that we are facing a new pandemic right now. And the other thing again that I should actually show you guys right now is that you are talking right now and you're raising a son. You are talking right now, you stay with your husband. You are talking right now, you've got a brother in your house. The more and more we make it a comfortable space for people to come and lie about issues like this, what does it do? Number one, the first thing that it actually does is that it destroys men. It destroys men, yes. And then it may actually even have this thing where it's like men will start resenting us. As women, if we were to go into war with men, we're not going to win it. But okay, sharp, but that is my own opinion, right? Physically, we're not strong. Sharp, that's the first thing. The second thing, what is the thing that it does? It destroys the Me Too movement. As it is right now, due to the fact that during the Me Too movement, there were women across the world. There were women in South Africa that lied. There were women in America that lied. Everywhere the Me Too movement was destroyed again by women, us, because there were women amongst us that were actually lying, right? Number three, again, guys, it means that even right now as you're sitting there, your husband's ex from 2007, your husband's ex from 2006, it means that anybody can now just stand up and say, hey, by the way, the first day that we slept together, this person sexually assaulted me. No proof, no nothing. But what is actually happening to this man? They are losing their careers. I don't care about Jub. Please don't even. And if you know me, you know that this is not only just now that I'm talking about it because Jub is involved. No, I was talking about this even when Tol Esmo was involved. I was talking about this when Java was involved. We need to at least have stories that are making sense. If you sitting there and believing that somebody that was in a relationship, let's say for 2 years, was abused for the full 2 years and they were staying, and somehow it was because of what? Like his mother was threatening. What happened with the mother? Guys, no. And I understand, guys, we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. But Ninja, please don't be a spokesperson for men. Yo, I'm not a spokesperson for men. I'm not a spokesperson for men. I'm a spokesperson for let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. That's it. Let's keep it real. If right now I was sitting and saying, oh yeah, I believe her and this and this and this and this, when it's something that I honestly just, no. So, Milano says sexual assault cases are very tricky and sensitive. Yes. Until you become a victim yourself, like I personally am, by the way, the views and opinion will differ a lot and never make sense. You can say that you don't believe instead of saying that she's lying. I've never said she's lying. I've never ever said Amanda is lying. I said I don't believe. That's what I said. You're not there when things were happening. Don't see her noted. Still, I don't see her winning the case. My issue is I feel that she was just upset of how Jub gloated about smashing, like she was ignored and felt humiliated. But the law will take its course. It looks like defending all men that are accused of rape. No, it actually isn't. It actually isn't. Hey, nobody said it didn't happen. The big question is why after this long? But anyway, people react differently. Still doesn't make sense though, because they continued staying with him even after being out. Not just staying with him, being in a whole full-blown relationship for 2 years or more. I don't know. She spoke of 2 years. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that the part that you guys need to also understand is the fact that we are in a pandemic where people or women are also just lying. It destroys everything. There is no way that we can come out here and say that we're going to be fighting against this. Meanwhile, we've got women amongst us that are actually lying. If I'm going to say I believe every woman based on the fact that this person is a woman, and not sit down and say, let me use logic. Let me think about the statements that are being said. So now we're having this pattern where girls are getting sexually assaulted and immediately they choose, I'm going to be in a relationship with this person. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, you have not bonded with this person. Yes, I understand the effect of trauma bond. But if a trauma bond is like a process, it's a process. It doesn't just happen. That is why there are certain exes that you are able to just walk away from, and then there are other exes that you can't easily walk away from because of the bond that you have with that person, be it one thing or another. But meeting a stranger, guys, even if let's say maybe you've been with this guy for like 3 weeks or 2 months, the moment that somebody like violates you in that way, I don't think that you can honestly like be like, oh yeah, after this I'm gonna just stay with him. You have not bonded with this person. There's no trauma that has bonded you yet. So you would tell me that a trauma that big is what you would say that, oh yeah, I bonded with him and then I was in a relationship with this guy. Guys, but one ninja commented that not everything needs your commentary. Maybe you need to report the stories and leave it at that. Ninja, especially if it's something that one can't really prove. But that's the aspect about everything that I'm trying to have you guys understand. You guys talk like you were there. You guys talk like you were there. Because automatically when you're saying that you're believing Amanda, you're saying that you're not believing Jub. Were you there? You were not there. You were not there. If we don't talk about sensitive topics, then sensitive issues will stay sensitive. Sensitive topics, sensitive issues will stay sensitive. We need to talk about it because we need to also bring light into this. we also need to bring light into this. I really don't understand how you can get into a relationship with someone who sexually assaulted you. Thank you. That's the thing that I'm saying. It's not like you were in a relationship with this person, then it started happening whilst you were in, and then getting out was difficult. How do you enter a relationship with somebody that abused you? Hi, guys. And the same way that you guys are talking, saying that, no, Owamie, maybe you should sit this one out. It's because my opinion differs from yours. That's the only reason. If I was sitting here saying I believe Amanda, I am this and this and this and that, nobody was going to actually have anything negative to say. And I think that sometimes we can agree to disagree, guys. That's okay. Hi, Mubari. Oh, okay. Why after this long? I personally do believe that even if something happened a long time ago, you actually can go and report. However, I think that you should also note that if you don't have any proof, high chances are it's going to be thrown out. And once it's thrown out, the person that you actually took to court, they may actually like sue you. You know, they can sue you for defamation, and you might end up having to pay a lot of money, even though you are a real victim. And so that's why I'm saying that it's very important that you should go to the hospital. You should go and get, your rape kit and everything. And so, yes. And I think that the other part again that we should talk about is ninjas. You guys taught me something. It's you guys that taught me to say, oh, Owamie, do not project. You said that don't project. And I sat down and I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, I was definitely projecting in this particular situation. I was relating too much with what I went through, and I just automatically think, oh, that person also went through. Don't project. I'm not saying that if you have gone through something like that, you did not go through it. I'm not saying it did not happen to you. And just because you went through that experience, it does not mean that anybody that comes and says, I went through this experience, went through it. Because it has been proven time and time again that there are people that literally lie with this. That's the part that I'm trying to say. So, and also ninjas, those that are disagreeing, I'm not saying that they believe those ladies. Imagine if you have a friend who went through that and now they can't confide in you because they know how you feel. No. It's not a matter of because they know how I feel. How do I feel? I only feel about these situations that are here. When it came to the tall Esmo situation, I was like, no ways, I'm gonna actually I was giving Lerato Moloi the benefit of the doubt. I won't lie. Especially looking at the track record that he had before that. It seems like he was accused before and then. Up until they went to court. And Lerato Moloi allegedly could not even place Tall Esmo in the same room as her on the day that she actually claims that she was sexually harassed. How am I going to sit here and say, no, I believe her? But girl, you can't even get even 30 days before and after of the day that this situation actually happened? No ways. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so for me, yes, I think we're the situation with Lady Zama and the situation with Amanda, for me, they almost are the same. And the aspect that I'm actually saying, to me, it does not make sense, is that any woman that I've ever met that went through, SA does not want the abuser. They do not. If you guys remember, I once spoke about this, that I almost got sexually assaulted by a lecturer. And this was in 2009. I was only 19 years at that time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if I had turned 19 yet. I think I was still 18, going on 19. And, I did even tell a story time about it. And I was just trying to warn, to say that, when you're going to varsity, don't be naive, like how I was, where I looked at this person almost like a parent, but these are human beings and some of them are sick in the head, right? And then, guys, I will not lie. The day that happened, it was also the last day that I ever went to his office. I never wanted anything to do with him, even though he did not get to do what he wanted to. But the fact that I was at a point where he could, he could have, I honestly, like, am not even going to lie to you guys. Like, that was super traumatic, which is why I can't even imagine somebody that actually goes through something like this, how they should feel and what they actually go through. Now, the problem that I'm having is that if we are now going to normalize to just say, I believe, when we know there are people that are lying, it means that we are now going to increase the chances of people that are going to come out and lie, and then make it even more difficult for real victims to come out. But what makes you think she's gonna report case after a divorce, though, if she doesn't see it as a crime right now? Who does not see what as a crime right now? All I'm going to say is because what you judge others, especially when you live in a glass house. I don't understand what you're saying. How am I judging others? For me to say that, for me, does not make sense that a woman would enter a relationship with a man that immediately sexually assaults her, like her abuser, and then she's gonna immediately enter a relationship with him and then have years and years and years of the same person that abused you. And remember, guys, as I'm saying, my opinion is my opinion. That's it. It's an opinion. I don't see that happening. I've not seen it. And also looking at the fact that the way that it came out, had it been that she was quiet, nothing happened. Jub Jub never went to McG. Jub Jub never spoke of smashing and everything. But she felt that this has been burning her for a very long time and she wants to go and open a case. We just hear, oh, she opened a case. I think that I would also give her like more of a benefit of the doubt. But due to the fact that like it also came through after the interview where he was talking about smashing and this and this and that with pride and all this, and look at the fact that that time she was married. I don't know if she's still married now, but she was actually married at that time. Imagine, guys, like maybe you have got this certain image. I'm not saying that that's what happened. Imagine maybe you have got a certain image. Yes, let us all be free to express our opinion even if they differ. I think we want Owamie to be those bloggers who preaches commentary that we want to hear, which won't always be the case. Guys, Owamie never said Amanda is not a victim. She just said she just said the story doesn't make sense, and even at court she will have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. It's because she felt humiliated. What's wrong with you? Okay, like for me, and again, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying right now. For me, had it been that there was no interview that Jub went and did, she just went there, I'd be like, okay. But you mean to tell me that it had to take Jub to go out there and talking about I'm smashing, I'm this, I'm that for her to come? Was it not even like, to come out and say, oh no, this is what happened to me? For me, guys, as I'm saying, it does not make sense. I am really sorry that if you are a victim that has gone through that, again, the same way that you guys always tell me to actually say that, no, don't project. You understand? Don't project. I'm hoping that you guys are also not going to project, because right now some of you maybe feel like it is because of I'm saying this that, oh, I wouldn't even believe you if it was you that came out and said. But for me, what I'm simply saying is that the same way that it did not make sense to me with Lady Zama is the fact that they go on to have relationships for years with these guys. How is that possible? For me, honestly, guys, from the beginning, guys, no. For me, I am sorry, Shem. I am sorry. And I guess that when some of you guys are talking about I'm not bargaining empathetic, I don't know. Or somehow I don't feel. I do feel for people a lot. I do feel for women a lot. There's women that have actually came and they have said that this happened, and they talk about what happened, and you can just see it, you can just feel it, or okay. But personally for me, the aspect of having a man sexually assault you from day one, and then you go on to have a relationship with them for years and everything seems fine. You can even go to prison, whether if it was a charity or not. When you get there, you know you're okay. You can even take pictures, you're smiling, everything is fine. It's like nothing happened. For me, I do find it to be a bit difficult. Now, if I have offended anybody, I am really sorry for that. But I do personally feel you guys love me for my opinion. It's just unfortunate that this time the opinions are not matching. You guys have a different perspective of this whole situation. But I think that for me, the thing that I'm gonna say the most is that be very careful as well. Because if you're raising sons, if you are having husbands, you're having brothers, this might be something that can actually happen to them. And the same way that you guys are saying that, what if you have a friend that this happened to and they can't come to you? Even if your child is being falsely accused, then your child can't even say, no, but mama or but dad, I'm being falsely accused, because they see that even with you, any moment anybody says anything, you're just like, yes, it's true. You don't even want to sit down and actually say, but wait a minute, let me remove emotions from it. Let me actually think about it to say, okay, how does someone abuse from day one? Like with something that invasive, something that what do they call this? Guys, do you know what trauma bond is? You don't trauma bond with someone day one. You don't. You do not, Shem. Trauma bond. You don't trauma bond with somebody on the first day. That's a lie. I don't care what psychologist says, whatever. Because from day one, that person's like a stranger. You don't trauma bond with strangers from day one, guys. And then you're already trauma bonded. How? And that's the part that a lot of you guys are not getting. Yeah, Brennet by Melissa says, yes, it's a difficult one. You know what? That this video makes you seem insensitive. Okay. You know what? One thing that I'm gonna say is that let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. And then we're gonna see. The law is going to take its course, and then we're gonna hear about the other victims, obviously. And then we're gonna hear exactly what goes on. Because at this point, even if they're saying that there are 4 people that came forth or 10 people that came forth, we do not know anything about what is actually happening. And the same way that you guys want me to be sensitive is the same way that I'm actually seeing the danger that is coming, which is that more and more women are going to go to the police station and open cases. They're going to think about, there was that night that I didn't feel like it. And then, they came and they did that. Owamie, the authority on trauma bonding. I think maybe I should go and read up what trauma bonding is then, I will go and read what trauma bonding is, because from my understanding, you don't trauma bond with somebody day one. That's why it's easier to walk away from people that you just met than people that you've been with for a while. You understand? And so for me, personally, I will not lie to you guys. Maybe there's something that I did misunderstand. Someone is saying your definition of trauma bonding is totally flawed. Then okay, it is flawed. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna educate myself on what trauma bonding is, because clearly then I don't know and I'm not understanding what trauma bond is. But I really honestly do find it to be very difficult that a woman would go on to have a relationship for years with a man that sexually abused them. You understand? So some of you guys are asking to say, did Amanda say that he assaulted her from day one? He said he smashed. She said you never smashed. So he never smashed. He actually raped her, which means that he has to have done that from the beginning of their relationship, right? If she's saying he never smashed, he only sexually assaulted her. So that's her own words. That's what she said. And so for me, I really do find it to be difficult. I do hope that, we as women can also put in the same energy when it comes to those people that have been found that they're actually lying. Because as much as we can actually say, but some topics don't need your opinion, or actually no, all topics need my opinion. That's the one thing that I'm not going to do. Why should I not give my opinion on things just because my opinion is differs from yours? No. But there are 3 more cases, not just yes, and I get that. I understand that, and as I'm saying, they are going to court, isn't it? They're going to court. We're gonna hear everything, guys. We're gonna hear everything. And we're gonna hear everything. But for me, as I'm saying, I really find it difficult that you're gonna just go in. It's the same thing. Like, I feel like Amanda and Lady Zama's cases are very much similar. Do you understand, guys? For me, I feel that they're very much similar, which is why my take on both of them is the same. You understand? It does not make sense to me that as a woman, a man is gonna come violate you in that way, and then after that, like, oh, you continue to have a relationship with them, like from the beginning. I honestly just, for me, it does not make sense. And you're just saying, I like how you are even addressing the difference of opinions calmly. Kudos to you. Because I understand that we're not fighting. And I'm trying to have you guys actually understand to say, just because something does not make sense to me, guys, it does not mean that the thing does not make sense. It might make sense to you, but it's not making sense to me. And if anything, I would go ahead and say, if you are to meet a man and you guys are getting into a relationship and this man sexually assaults you from day one, please leave. Because at the end of the day, he has no good for you in the relationship. Like, honestly, I don't understand why people are upset when you say it doesn't make sense. That's the part that I'm also not getting. If it's not making sense to me, it doesn't mean that it should not make sense to you. If it happens or something doesn't make sense to you, why don't you do more research? What research should I do? Because even if they come and tell me, oh, trauma bond, whatever, I honestly just have never met, and I said this, I've never met a woman that was sexually assaulted by a man and then she chooses to go into a relationship with him. Honestly, how do you know how many people don't report sexual assault? Because they fear the story won't make sense. They fear that their story won't make sense because there are women that are lying and then they're making it more difficult. Remember, in an ideal world, guys, any woman that comes and says, hey, I was sexually assaulted, should be believed just like that. Because already you're a victim. We don't need to victimize you. But due to the fact that we literally have women that are lying out here, guys, we cannot close our eyes anymore, especially when we're mothers to sons. We have got sons that we're raising. And then the next thing that happens, now my child grows up, my child can regular that are really beautiful and nice, and maybe Lord forbid my child breaks your child's heart, or your son breaks a girl's heart, and the next thing your son is being sent to jail for 25 years for a rape he never committed. That's the part that I'm trying to say here. It cannot be, guys. Barry, the reason why ladies are afraid to come out, I guess I was born all the way back then, because I see you, Lebu, your comments have been coming. So I guess I carry the keys of the whole world, and I carry the keys of South Africa. That's why women are afraid to come out, because of Owamie. You're crazy. At least, like, let's get that one thing clear. But you have to do research. You're a blogger. Yes, I will do research, but as I'm saying, for me, it doesn't make sense. Even after I'll do the research on what is trauma bonding exactly, I don't think it will make sense to me that, like, a person can come and violate you sexually like that day one, and then you choose to still go and have a full relationship with them. No. Usileno Udom, I guess that's you as well, Lebu. Let me go ahead and block you, my darling. Okay? How do I actually... And let me just put you on timeout. I did say what I don't want to be back and forth. Let's respect each other. It's difference of opinions. That's it. But anyway, I think what like that's the aspect that I'm actually saying. There are people that have come to me like in real life in DMs and they're talking about their stories, and I believe them. I literally do. I do believe them. The only aspect for me that is really like that makes me say this does not make sense is you being sexually assaulted by a man and then going on to have a full-blown relationship with that person. Hi guys, for me that's the only part that doesn't make sense. As for saying, oh, what happened in there, I don't know, you also don't know, we were all not there. We were all not there. But for me, the only part for me that is not making sense is the part where you go into a relationship with a man that just sexually assaulted you. How? Like, that's the thing that I'm asking right now. How? For me, that's the part that doesn't make sense. And honestly, but our daughters are in trouble, shame. Not only just our daughters, even our sons. Even our sons, guys. Even our sons. Thanks, Ninja, for making this live. I've learned a lot from you and Ninjas on this live on how to go about sensitive issues, because tomorrow it might happen to my loved one. Lebu is rude. No, I did put Lebu on timeout, guys. Let's not worry about that one. They don't understand Owamie at all, and they also don't want to allow her to have her own opinion. Guys, why are you afraid of a person saying elaborate? If Amanda is to be believed, then it's give Amanda and other ladies to tell us more. For now, it doesn't make sense. I don't think we should go solely on what to put out. Let's wait for the case. Stop it, Owamie. It's cringe and getting cringer. Well, I'm sorry it's getting cringe for you, Dineo, but it's not cringe for me. And that's the part that I'm also saying, hooray. Now for me, I will wait, Shem, for that court case for you to actually go. The unfortunate part is that it might take years. Sorry, it might take years. They laid the charges when 2021, and then now it's 2023 that he got arrested, and then he's out on bail. Let's actually track this, and let's track together. This might actually take years and years and years and years. Now, if it was someone else that was just out there, normal person with a job, they would not survive such a financial loss. And so that's what I'm saying, hooray. It will take years. It will take years. So we're definitely going to see Shem. But anyway, I think that is it. Let's agree to disagree, guys. For me, it's not making sense. I guess it's gonna make sense in court. And I think with that, obviously that space. I never said Amanda was lying. I don't know. But for me, there's an aspect of this that does not make sense, and that is me. But I honestly, let's also not forget our friend Jub was a drug addict. I do honestly also get that. And I'm not excusing anything. The only part for me that is not making too much sense is how do you then get into a relationship with someone that sexually assaulted you? So for me, that's just the aspect and the part where I'm talking about. But anyway, I do have to say, I am really sorry to everyone that has ever experienced such a thing. As I said, it was an attempt on me, but I really honestly felt so bad, and I did blame myself. That's why, like, my mom even passed not knowing that almost happened to me. I did blame myself. I was like, I shouldn't have gone there. This person sent a message late. I went there, this and this. I had to find a way to blame myself. And I know that it's not easy. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I just don't see myself having been somebody that was still going to continue a relationship with a man that attempted, let alone had it been that he had succeeded. And that's not only just me. I do have people in my life that have been sexually assaulted. They don't want anything to do with the person that actually assaulted them. So the women that are able to be sexually assaulted by a man from the beginning and then go on and continue this journey to be in a full-blown relationship with this man, that's the part for me that does not make too much sense. But I do have to say, I beg to differ. Maybe I am wrong. But as for now, her story to me does not make sense. But she is going to court most. So we are going to actually get and hear what the court has to say. And not only just the court, what she has to say. okay, this is what happened, this is the reason why I stayed, this is why I continue to have 2 years relationship with him, this is what I was afraid of. Because I do know that sometimes maybe there are people that are afraid for their lives, or things like that. But I don't know him. I know that he was allegedly a drug addict, but I don't know about him being in some gang maybe that would actually you know that would actually, like, kill somebody or something, that would be like I'm scared for my life. So I think what, like, the other thing again that I should go ahead and say is that if you have a son, then maybe let's start having these conversations, guys. Let's have this conversation so that a man will know 100%. Uri, this is this, this is that. I think that's something that is honestly also very important, because I am gonna go ahead and be honest with you guys. The time that I was married, there were nights where I didn't feel like having sex. I didn't feel like it, but he would, not to say force, but he would, I would engage even when I wasn't feeling it, because he wanted to. He was never violent. That's one thing that I'll go ahead and say. And so now I just don't understand. Like, do I then also say, oh, but by the way, that night I actually said, no, I didn't want to. And you came in, and then, you kind of, did whatever, and then I had to do it, even though I did not feel like it. Then is that sexual assault? Like, those are the aspects that I think that maybe these are the conversations that we need to have. And I am ready to learn, guys. I am ready to learn. If obviously some of you guys are out there and you feel that you have got an input when it comes to this situation, I do not have a problem. I would also like to invite some of you guys. Let's sit and have the talk. Let's understand, because at the end of the day, even if we can say we're gonna fight and beat each other with stones, if my understanding of something is still my understanding of something, your understanding of something is still your understanding of something, then honestly there's not much that we're actually doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am willing to learn. I am willing to be more educated. And remember, I am also going to talk about this based on the understanding that I also have. Do you understand? And I am also agreeing that rape is not always violent. But now I also want you to get to a point where is the line? Where is the line? Because some people think that, oh, it's only violent. Some men think that if you say no and then he continues to try seduce you and everything, and then you finally give in, that he did not sexually assault you. But then someone's definition is that no, that was actually sexual assault. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I think that's where maybe we can continue to have more conversation when it comes to this. And then maybe we can have different sit downs where we can talk about this. Again, I will say that if it did come off as I was being insensitive, especially to some of you guys that are out there and you feel like you can't tell anyone because you do not want someone to say that I'm not understanding this, then that's fine. So I'm gonna read this last one. Oh, I mean, you can't be serious. You are not ready to learn. You are not teachable at all. And I think it's not your fault. It's difficult to change an old person's mentality than that of a child. So I think when you're saying that you are unteachable, what do you mean? Because I'm not saying you're right. And I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm simply saying that we are not seeing eye to eye when it comes to this. The same way that I'm coming in with the willingness to learn, you should also come in with the willingness to learn. Because you also are not a know-it-all. You don't know everything about everything. And when it comes to teaching barking, when it comes to like, oh, this person's unteachable, or this person is this and that, but are you also not in the same boat? I can also go ahead and say that you are unteachable because you don't want to see things my way. So I think when it comes to that, let's just not get into that. I'd suggest you invite a professional instead of someone to have a debate with. Actually, I didn't want anyone to have a debate with. I just wanted someone that was gonna come and talk. But you are actually right. Maybe I need to get a psychologist that we can sit down and actually talk about this. They know about trauma and trauma bonds and everything. Then they can answer all those questions. And I think more than anything, I honestly don't care to win a conversation. I don't care to win. I care to be educated and actually just know better, so that if it's a matter of I did not do better this time, I can do better next time. But as I'm closing off, I would also like to actually say that, guys, yes, you're right. We can agree to disagree. But I also want us to also know that there are people out there that are literally just lying. That's all I also want to say. But anyway, I love you, ninjas. I know that sometimes we agree to disagree. And I've always said this, everyone has a right to have got different opinions when it comes to anything. Exactly, a professional will assist you a lot. There's nothing we can do for you, unfortunately, and there's nothing I want for you to do for me in Tabi. You can even log off. That's the thing. You can even log off. I don't need anything from you because you're being very rude. You are being very rude. And you are being rude on things that are literally facts. There are people that are lying out there. You understand? And if something is not making sense to me, it doesn't mean that something is not gonna make sense to you. Remember, guys, we grew up with different surroundings. We grew up differently. So we will definitely always like have different opinions when it comes to different things based on the experiences that we've actually had. If you've never seen somebody that does something like this, high chances are you just believe that people don't do this. If you've never seen somebody that goes on to be in a relationship with a man that just assaulted them, do you understand what I'm saying? But anyway, I do love you guys. Stay blessed. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow there's gonna be a video. The quality that I'm seeing here looks dope. I hope that this is how it's going to actually come out. I love you, ninjas. Yes, I'm about to actually go out right now. Let me not say anything anyway. But yeah. Um, but I won't log off. Now I'm not emotional, or I mean, calm down again. I don't blame you for your ignorance. It's not your fault. I guess it's your fault if it's not my fault. Okay. I guess it's your fault. Okay. But anyway, I love you, ninjas.